Food choices matter a lot when it comes to managing diabetes, reversing diabetes, and avoiding diabetes. In this video, I'm going to be going over the top 5 foods to avoid specifically for diabetes. I'm a weight loss trainer. My name is Coach Patrick. Make sure to give this video a like, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notification because this channel is all about equipping you guys with the proper fitness and nutrition habits so that you can lose that extra weight, have more confidence, and impact more lives. Number 1, sugar sweetened beverages. Things like pop, juice, or any sugary beverage, bubble tea, lattes, frappuccinos, they contain an insane amount of sugar. In a 12-ounce can of Coke, it contains 39 grams of carbs and 39 grams of sugar. Do the math, and the carbs are exclusively sugar. Instead of sugary beverages, try water with fruit chunks. Maybe some pineapple chunks mixed with water. Maybe some watermelon chunks mixed with water. Cucumber with mint leaves. This is going to flavor your water without all the extra added sugar. Now, the problem with sugar is that it's the #1 cause for diabetes. 1 out of every 5 people in America has diabetes, and you probably know someone that has diabetes, maybe someone from your family. Diabetes, it's a disease in which our body can't produce insulin or can't properly use the insulin it produces. Now, insulin plays a major role in your body to regulate your blood sugar levels. Let me explain. When we consume sugar, it spikes your blood sugar levels. After you eat and your food is digested, sugar enters into the bloodstream. So after a meal, typically your blood sugar levels will increase. Excess sugar in your blood can be very dangerous. Elevated blood sugar levels causes hyperglycemia, which has some serious health consequences to our organs. Your body's job is to maintain balance. We call that homeostasis. Your body wants to bring down the blood sugar levels back to normal. And to do this, we need the help of insulin. For the sugar to be used, the cells in the body needs to be able to absorb that sugar from the blood into the cells. This is where insulin comes in. Insulin is basically a key. It's a key that attaches to the surface of the cell to open a channel, to open a gate, and that in turn provides a way into the cells. The problem is when we eat food that contain too much sugar or too much carbs, then there is too much sugar in the blood at one time and the body releases too much insulin to compensate. Every time we cause a spike in insulin in the blood over a long period of time, repeatedly, the body eventually becomes resistant to insulin and does not respond to insulin anymore. In other words, the more sugar you consume, the more insulin is released, and over time, our body becomes desensitized to insulin, and this causes insulin resistance. In other words, your body doesn't respond to insulin anymore, and you become diabetic. You need to start taking insulin injections, which is very unpleasant. Especially if this runs in the family. Maybe mom and dad has diabetes or grandparents have diabetes. We definitely want to try to reverse diabetes, and this is a warning that we need to improve our lifestyle, improve our exercise, and improve our nutrition. Number 2, foods with added sugar. Honey, agave nectar, and maple syrup. These are all different forms of sugar, but still sugar. White table sugar has about 12 grams of sugar for only 1 tablespoon. Agave nectar has about 16 grams of sugar. Honey has 17 grams of sugar per tablespoon. And maple syrup has about 13 grams of sugar per tablespoon. Hey guys, I want to invite you to my free 5-day workout challenge. You'll get a meal plan. You get a workout for free with me over the next 5 days. Be coached by me and start to build the right habits towards permanent weight loss. If this sounds interesting to you, then click the link below, fill out your application form, schedule a call, and I'll see you on the other side. There's also other disguises of sugar as well. For example, syrup, corn syrup, agave syrup, cane syrup, maple syrup. There's brown sugar, there's coconut sugar, honey, molasses, fruit juice concentrate, corn sweetener, or high fructose corn syrup. Sugar is basically anything that ends in ose as well. For example, glucose, fructose, lactose, maltose, and even sucralose. Here are some simple ways to reduce sugar is by skipping your sugar and sweeteners in your teas and coffees. If you like a little bit of sweetness and creaminess without the cream and sugar, try adding a teaspoon of vanilla protein powder. When you cook and a recipe says to use added sugar, you can substitute it with a spice instead. Maybe try allspice or cinnamon or nutmeg or vanilla bean. Number 3, the third worst food for diabetes is fruit juice. Fruit juices are highly processed and loaded with sugar. 1 cup of orange juice is equivalent to eating 3 whole oranges. The problem with this is we are taking the sugar content from 3 oranges and concentrating it into 1 cup of juice. So you end up drinking more fruit than you could ever possibly eat. 1 12-ounce of unsweetened orange juice contains 39 grams of sugar, which is the same amount of sugar as a can of Coke. When we take fruit and we turn it into a juice, we're stripping away all the fiber, and fiber is responsible for keeping us full. Without that, after drinking a cup of juice, it leaves us craving for wanting to drink more juice or wanting to crave for more sugar. Instead of drinking fruit juices, try eating your fruit instead. Number 4, the fourth worst food for diabetes is dried fruit. When fruit become dried out, the sugar become more concentrated. 1 cup of grapes contain 27 grams of carbs versus 1 cup of raisins contain 115 grams of carbs. That's 20 grams of sugar. That's 20 teaspoons of sugar. And as a society, we tend to overconsume on sugar. An average American has about 77 grams of added sugar, while the recommendation for men is only 30 grams of added sugar and women 25 grams of added sugar. Have fresh fruit that are lower in sugar. Try having some blueberries instead, maybe some raspberries, maybe some strawberries, and you can use that to flavor your food as well. Number 5, white bread, pasta, and rice. Refined grains, processed carbs, and anything that's white bread, white pasta, white rice, these are all dense in carbs and have very little fiber. Fiber slows down digestion. It slows down the rate at which the carbs get broken down into glucose and slows down the rate that the sugars gets absorbed into our bloodstream, and it slows down the rate that it spikes our blood insulin levels. Not all carbs are created equal. Different carbs affect our body differently, and there's 2 main types of carbs. You have simple carbs and we have complex carbs. Simple carbs are basically sugar. It gets digested really quickly and it spikes our insulin levels. Complex carbs, they have more fiber and gets digested slower, which doesn't cause that spike in insulin levels. When insulin is present, our body, instead of breaking down fat as energy, it starts to break down food as energy. And this is a problem because it slows down weight loss. What type of carbs should we be eating? You want carbs that are high quality carbs, carbs that are packed with nutrients, carbs that have fiber, whole grains, carbs that are slow digesting and minimally processed. Adding these carbs to your diet can help also speed up your metabolism, to burn fat and to help you lose weight and to reverse the risk of diabetes. In summary, sugary beverages, added fruit, dried fruit, fruit juice, and whole grains, those are the top 5 foods to avoid if you have diabetes, if you're borderline diabetic, and if you're looking to reverse the effects of diabetes. And to reverse the effects of diabetes, we need to improve our nutrition, reduce the sugar, and we need to exercise more often and turn all these things into a habit that we do consistently every single day. I call that building a habit. And remember guys, when it becomes a habit, this is the formula for weight loss, and you're only one habit away from permanent weight loss. If you like this video, you definitely want to check out the next one by clicking right here.